Trump famously avoids creating evidence or records in writing or emails, but the talking, again, has still come to haunt him. It gets taken down, nonetheless, in notes, other people's emails. The indictment also says Trump asked for, quote, an update on what was going on with the elector fraud plan and directed him to, quote, an aide to put out a statement on the electors. So again, this is chatty Trump. Some people would be a little more careful if they were, aware of what they were asking for, but he got caught, and witnesses here have clearly told prosecutors he was talking about the plans as he went. Now, in the secret documents case, you have a similar echo, same category, Trump in real time talking about his own crime. For example, he said something in this meeting that has haunted later attempts to claim he didn't know what he was doing, honest mistake. Listen as he confesses that at this point he could no longer declassify his pilfered classified documents.
These are the papers. This was done by the military, given to me. I think we can probably, right?
I don't know. We'll have to see. Yeah, we'll have to try to
declassify.
Figure out
See, as president, I could have declassified it. Now I can't, but this is classified.
Now we have a problem.
Isn't that interesting?
Confession from words. There's another category where Trump will keep talking after something has gone down. Sometimes he's making false claims, which prosecutors notice. This is, of course, against legal advice, but consider that he's just lied about January 6th, about the insurrectionists, now convicted seditionists. He claimed they were peaceful people, that there was a love fest between the Capitol Police and the people that walked down to the Capitol. And then, he doesn't need to do this, but he's waived his right to remain silent and talked about getting power back to pardon the very people, some convicted, some now listed as co-conspirators, who staged the insurrection.
We will treat those people from January 6th fairly, and if it requires pardons, we will give them pardons.
And I'm financially supporting people that are incredible. I will look very, very favorably about full pardons.
Do you have any regrets about your actions on January 6th?
I said, walk peacefully and patriotically.
So that's just some of that. Then there's a final category, and this is where he's really gotten into trouble. Donald Trump not just talking, waiving the right to remain silent, but trying to talk and advocate as his own lawyer. This is where he thinks he's doing things that are helping the case. A judge recently admonished him for the way that he called this rape trial a, quote, made-up scam online. His lawyer, Joe Tacopina, acknowledged the difficulty of even restraining Trump, telling a judge, I'll do the best I can do, Your Honor. That's all I can say. After Trump lost that defamation case related to the rape trial, he went on TV the next day and talked about the person who just beat him in court, Carroll, the plaintiff, as a whack job, and saying, again, the claims were fake and made up, which, that's pretty bad lawyering, caused Carroll to legally be able to pursue even more damages in another case now scheduled for next year. Now, some of these cases are civil, meaning they're important, but they may not affect whether he ever can get back in the White House. Criminal ones, though, could do that. And Donald Trump has sort of brainstormed, made up, and lied about things that only a lawyer would be able to say, trying to offer his legal defenses.
If you're the president of the United States, you can declassify just by saying it's declassified, even by thinking about it.
All of my documents fell under what is known as the Presidential Records Act, which is not at all a criminal act. In one case, you have the Presidential Records Act. I'm allowed to do whatever. But in the other case, it's free speech. This is a free speech killing indictment. Killing free speech, that's what it is.
Trump also has this habit of going after prosecutors, like when he posted this picture swinging a baseball bat against the DA, which he thinks is some sort of lawyering or intimidation. In fact, just like the case we're covering tonight, it got folded into how a judge is considering the rules for him. And Trump has been very clear about his perceived payback plans.
I will direct a completely overhauled DOJ to investigate every radical DA and AG in America for their illegal, racist, in reverse enforcement of the law.
Now, he has the right to remain silent. He also has the right to speak. But this is stuff that has severely complicated, undercut, or caused him to even lose some of these cases. The difference now tonight, if you're saying, okay, Ari, but what's different? This is the big one. That's why Trump's lawyers are so nervous. That's why other lawyers in the MAGA firmament are emerging. Everybody understands this case could go to trial before the election. He could be convicted. If the Supreme Court doesn't intervene, he could be physically incarcerated, which makes it hard to run for office, among other things. But he just won't keep quiet, even if his lawyers know that when he talks, he gets himself in trouble, legal trouble. Which brings us to the world of sports and a moment that has echoed as a kind of a global meme, a post-game remark by Chelsea soccer coach Jose Mourinho, exercising his silence instead of criticizing the refs.
I prefer really not to speak. If I speak, I am in big trouble. In big trouble. And I don't want to be in big trouble.
Very big trouble. Now, that's someone who might know their own weakness, that they have thoughts, they know what they want to say, but saying them will get them in trouble. That's a type of self-awareness that this defendant, Donald Trump, doesn't have. And that soccer moment was actually referenced by the British grime artist Stormzy, bringing us into the world of both this big question about when you speak and how soccer sometimes is a good guide for life. Take a look.
They love to talk about the old days. The man are old like Annie, are you okay? I prefer not to speak like I'm Jose.
I prefer really not to speak. If I speak, I am in big trouble.
Sometimes speaking can get you in the largest trouble of all.